listening to the good old For Today, and I am your host, by the way. This is the Ant-Man channel, and excuse me, it is Wednesday, the 18th of December, 2013, and we're closing this year. And this year for me was really nice. I learned a lot. I actually read the Bible this year and actually spent a lot of time growing spiritually. You see, sometimes our lives seem so busy that we never even take time to ever read a book or even learn where we are in history or figure out how things work scientifically. But when you do, you're blessed tremendously, man. We're always running around looking for materialistic things to fulfill our desires and to make us feel as if we're getting better at life or something, but we never are going to achieve anything with that. We're just going to figure out that our to-do list is a never-ending story. But instead, we focus on the inside of what has God made you? Who has He made you to be? What has He made you to? What has He called you to do? And what gifts and what talents do you have? That most likely what you're looking for is already inside of you. You just have to dig it out. Anyways, if you've never been to my channel, I always talk about controversial things. So if you're a big baby, don't even comment. All right, you're just come on, grow up. Anyways, black mob violence blamed on collective mental illness. Community still suffering from traumatic syndrome of slavery. Colin Flaherty, editor's note, Colin Flaherty has done more reporting than any other journalist on what appears to be a nationwide trend of skyrocketing black on white crime, violence, and abuse. WND features these reports to counterbalance the virtual blackout by the rest of the media due to their concerns that reporting such incidents would be inflammatory or even racist. WND considers they consider it racist not to report racial abuse solely because of the skin color of the perpetrators or victims. Videos linked or embedded may contain foul language and violence. Let me say something real quick. I've always heard about the knockout game, and I've always been reading these articles about it, but I have seen it for the first time in my life the other day. And I'm going to have to tell you guys, that this is actually for real. And if there's anyone out there that's denying that this exists, is an idiot. I'm sorry, but you're an idiot. There is not a nice word for you. You cannot deny facts, my friend. And if this is actually going on, we need to address it and we need to figure out a way to solve it, okay? So that's why I'm doing this, because I'm not going to be stomped on, okay, just because of stupidity, okay? Wilmington, Delaware, I guess, has a big problem. Large groups of black people are going crazy. And this collective mental illness is causing record levels of crime and gun violence in this mostly black town of 70,000. That is the official diagnosis of the city council, which by unanimous agreement earlier this month asked the Centers for Disease Control to investigate a wave of psychological mayhem that has turned this historic and once charming city into an unrecognizable husk of its former self. Chief diagnostician of this crisis in public health is City Council member Hanifa G.N. Shabazz. There is a well-known fact that the African-American community here in the United States of America is still suffering from the traumatic syndrome of slavery, Shabazz said. I'm sorry, but how do you not laugh at something like that? You haven't been a slave in your whole life. There hasn't been slavery for 160 years. Are you kidding me? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Come on. That is compounded with the many effects that are happening in today's society with our young people and the things that are seen, or they are seen. And there is definitely a shift of mental capacity of their ability to make good decisions. That results in gun violence. Shabazz went on to talk about the mental illness that our young people are suffering in order for our young people to be able to take life so aimlessly. So she pointed to the recent movie 12 Years a Slave to illustrate her diagnosis. In one scene, a slave is hung from a tree with a rope around his neck and must stand on his tiptoes for a long period of time to survive. Many people saw the slave in distress but did not help him. I'm sorry, but this is just, I can't resist kind of being mean about this. Shabazz says that is the situation, I guess they meant to put if. This is like the second time I've done this, or they've done this today. With black people today, that mentality is still going on. She told her council colleagues, and it is not a natural phenomenon, phenomena. It is not in the nature of the African American to act in self-destruction. But that's all it's, I mean, come on, look at some reports for yourself, for once in your life. There's so much crime on black people and on white people, and when you look at it, It's all the black people doing it. And I know I sound racist, but I guess having facts is being racist today. So, the Wilmington News Journal reported on the council action, but neglected to mention in its news stories the connection between the violence and the legacy of slavery that Shabazz talked about. Shabazz did not explain who is playing the role of slave master, or what they are doing to endanger so many black people in Wilmington, or if the black men and women who serve as mayor, city council president, and city council members are also afflicted by this disease. The councilwoman's comments came after a series of news stories and violent incidents in Wilmington that left the council grappling for new solutions to what are now old problems: shootings, stabbings, violence, drugs, mayhem. The city has seen a record 150 shootings this year with 22 fatalities. Most of the shooters are black, as are the victims. Other council members lined up to support the Shabazz diagnosis and co-sponsor her resolution. Some offered their own visions in council chambers or on Facebook. Well, the reason that this goes on, even in these councils, is because there is a misplacement of compassion. It's like if somebody does something wrong, if somebody kills somebody else, it's like, oh, you don't know better. You're a victim. Oh, pat them on the back and on the head and just say, it's okay. You don't know better. Oh, and it's just, no. If you want to discipline this person, and actually it'll be a blessing to him. You're not doing him any favors by having him poor you. You need to tell him that that's wrong and that he needs to be punished for it now, and that's going to discipline him to make better decisions in the future. But since people don't discipline anybody these days, I guess anything goes, right? Let's see. Where we're at. City Councilwoman Maria Cabrera posted on an article on her Facebook page with a complimentary point of view that is also very popular in Wilmington political circles, sometimes known as the Freeway Did It analysis. The article points to the destruction of several hundred homes in Wilmington 50 years ago to make way for Interstate 95 as the tipping point that led to the epic levels of crime and violence in the city. I mean, I could go on about a good example of how people interpret everything wrong. For example, why did we have that economic collapse in 2008? Why did we have that recession? Well, some people say that it was because of deregulation. Some people say it's because our economy is built to fail for some reason. But the people that really pay attention know that it has to do with somebody named Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. And that the Lehman Brothers bankruptcy caused a just panic, and everybody just was hoarding cash and whatnot. Everybody that knows the truth knows that the housing development, the people that give you loans to purchase houses, they ruined our country because they would have. It has to do with irresponsibility, because people that don't have enough money to buy these gigantic homes had these loans given to them by, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, and they told you, hey, you can live in a mansion even though you work at McDonald's, because, it's irresponsible, but that's how it is in this country. Let's just party it up. Let's just party it up, bro. Woo! And not worry about anything bad that can happen. You know what I mean? It's just, that's our culture. Hey, let's just party on. Anyways, but that's how people interpret everything differently, but people who really pay attention know the difference. So this article goes on and on, but I guess I'll just read it and see how much time I have here. I mean, it's just, you guys need it's a condition of the heart, I guess, it really is. To know facts from fantasy is a condition of the heart, whether you want to admit it to yourself or accept it. That is the ultimate question, Is Jesus Christ the Son of God? Is he God? You know what I mean? That is for you to figure out, my friend, but I believe it with all my heart, and I will go out swinging if I have to. I guess I could read the rest of this article, but if you want, I'll just pretty much point you in the right direction. So if you got a pen and a pad. Anyways, it's from WND. It's a front page article, WND.com, and it is Black mob violence blamed on collective mental illness. So now we know why black people are so violent. It's because they used to be slaves, you guys. I'm not buying that for $1. I don't care what you think. If I'm a racist, I guess if that's the new word for being informed and not an idiot, then sorry. But God bless you and have a good day.